The way you experience and process pains and struggles is actually a choice. And you can take the more empowering story of, hey, this sucks right now, but one day this will make sense. This was meant to happen. I don't know what lesson there is to be learned from this, but there is a lesson in it. And when I look back on this from the future, it will all make sense. We're going to be talking about pain and struggle. Whether you're currently going through painful experiences and struggling with things in your life, or you have a lot of painful experiences and struggles in your past that have been affecting you negatively, because we all deserve to live a peaceful, happy, joyful life of abundance and understanding. And when painful things happen and struggles happen, which is normal for everybody, it can potentially derail our happiness and cause us to become someone we don't want to be. It can cause us to live a life we don't want to live. And we could spiral downwards into a sea and an endless ocean of negative emotions. Ocean of emotions. I love that phrase. And you don't want that. So you're on this video. And today we're going to unpack pain and struggle. And hopefully by the end of this video, you will feel a lot better about the pains and struggles of your life, whether you're currently going through them or the ones you've endured in the past. So here's the thing we need to know about pain and struggle and the things that happen to us. Well, the first thing is the way you look at it is a big factor in how you'll view everything. So when anything happens to you, there's usually two ways to go about it. One is, why is this happening to me? Why? This is not fair. This shouldn't have happened to me. And if you go down that spiral of victimhood and you feel like the victim, even if you are a victim in whatever scenario it is, you lose all your power, and that pain or whatever experience has complete control over you. The second way you can look at it is you can take extreme ownership and accountability for the painful things and the struggles that you're currently going through. Now, I know you just clicked on this video. This might be triggering to you, but trust me, stay and I'll explain why this makes a lot of sense. So the second thing is looking at it like this. One, taking complete accountability and ownership over all the painful things that have happened to you, all the negative experiences, all the shit times in your life, all the struggles you're currently going through. Because when you take accountability and ownership, even if it's not your fault, and even if the universe seems like it's against you, but still taking ownership in those situations, that creates a lot of trust within yourself, and that gives you the power back, taking it away from the pain. You are no longer the effect of the source. You are the source, and that is just the effect. The way you interpret it is literally everything. You are not a victim. You are not helpless. You have a lot of power within you. We all do. We have so much power to rewire our neural pathways and to control our mindsets and our frame of thoughts and the way we think and view the world and our interpretation of everything. Literally, perspective is everything. The way you view a situation, like you can put two people in the exact same situation, the exact same circumstances, and two people can respond in two completely different ways. One can go negative and spiral into victimhood and sadness and depression and the worst case scenarios possible, or you can heal from it, learn from it, endure from it, grow from it, become better for it, get better, not bitter, and keep living your best life, enjoying yourself, enjoying your happiness, being person you're meant to be. So the first thing is you can't be a victim for anything. Even if it's not your fault, take accountability and take ownership, because when you take ownership and you take control, that power comes back to you. And honestly, this is a big thing. Like Jocko Willink has a whole book about this called Extreme Ownership, which is basically about accountability. And we should be accountable for everything in our lives. None of us are victims. And if you feel otherwise right now, This is the newsflash for you. This is the opener. You are not a victim. I'm telling you, trust me, you're not a victim of your circumstances. No matter what circumstances they are, you always have a choice. You can always figure out a way out. You are capable. You are strong. There's so much within you haven't tapped into yet. Limitless potential. And you might be doubting yourself. And if you've never thought you had power, and this is the first time you're hearing it, well, newsflash, you do have power. Trust me, trust the process. I used to feel like a victim. I used to feel like I didn't have any power or control over the flow of my life. Luckily, I don't believe that anymore. And life is pretty good these days. But we're not here to talk about how good life is. We're here to talk about pain and struggle. Oh, all right. So the first thing, guys, when it comes to pains and struggles, you're not a victim. Nobody's a victim. Take accountability, take ownership of the situation. And understand that you can really control your perspectives and your understanding around it. We'll talk more about this here in a little bit. The second thing, though, is to understand that pain and struggle and the negative things in life, it's not you. Like experience doesn't just happen to you. Experience happens for you. That's a powerful mindset to take into any situation. Everything that happens to you, this is happening for me, the good and the bad. And here's the thing, guys, like life is not fair. And I don't know who promised you that life would just be all bliss and joy and abundance, even though there's a lot of that out there, and you can definitely get a lot of that in your life. But pain and struggle and negative things happening is just the way the world works. Like life doesn't care. Life is not fair. Life is just neutral. Life is existence. Life is present. And with presence and existing and life, there's the ups and the downs, the goods and the bad. People die. We lose loved ones. Heartbreaks happen. It's just the way the world goes. And that's part of the journey. That's what's beautiful about life. Learning to embrace the joys and the pains and not getting whisked away by the pains. And here's the good thing is that you have so much power and control over the bad things happening in your life. Like we talked earlier, like two people can have the same experience, but endure it in a different way. The way you experience and process pains and struggles is actually a choice. And you can take the more empowering story of, hey, this sucks right now, but one day this will make sense. This was meant to happen. I don't know what lesson there is to be learned from this, but there is a lesson in it. And when I look back on this from the future, it will all make sense. Or you could even look back on some of the experiences in your past right now and think, are those painful experiences and memories and struggles still bothering you? Are they still holding you back? Are they still dictating and controlling your life? Or have you processed them and have you realized the lessons that were there to be learned? Because every pain has a lesson, guys. Perspective is so strong and you have so much power to create meaning for all the painful experiences of your life, creating meaning and listening and learning the lesson that there was to be learned in any given situation. And when you do that, pain and struggle doesn't become this thing that happens to you that just makes you sad and depressed. It becomes this thing that happens to you that you endure, that you process, that you work through, that builds you into a better version of yourself, smarter, wiser, healthier, more controlled. So that kind of like leads me into like a little segue. So the reason why I'm talking about pain and struggle and this topic is because this is gonna sound actually really funny. So we're gonna maybe give you guys a little laugh here. But I was working out today and I was in the zone. I was literally 3 hours into like a back and bicep workout, and it had been a long time since I actually like recorded myself, just like to see my form, just see how I look when I'm working out. So I recorded myself doing some rows. Then I rewatched the video, and my thought was like, damn, I look good. I look pretty good. Like from in the least vain, cocky, arrogant way I can say it, like, yeah, your boy's looking good. And then that triggered me into thinking about my past and then remembering where I came from and all the persons and the versions of myself that I used to be, which wrote me into like opening up my notepad and actually making like a little note. Actually, you know something I'm realizing? I think I'm a little bit poetic. Don't tell anybody though. But I wrote all of this stuff down. It's like a little rough draft, but sometimes when I get inspired like this, I'll put it in a notepad. So I'm going to read it for you here. And this kind of just summarizes a lot of the pains and the struggles that I have currently, or I've gone through in the past and how it's shaped my reality that I'm living in now. And maybe some of this will be applicable to you and your circumstances. But let's go, guys. Snake Pit Poetry with Sammy Stark. All right. Lonely boy. Former fat boy. Reformed sad boy. Ex-drunk boy. Silly party boy. No longer a lost boy. Because age does not make a man. Experience, understanding, and recalibration does. I'm grateful for the journey and proud to be feeling like the man I was always meant to be. Living in my completeness. Centered, focused, disciplined, present, and guided. Surrendering to destiny and the ebbs and flows of life. Confident and capable in my ability to handle whatever the world throws at me. Because I'm here to fully enjoy this experience of life. The joys and the pains. Never forget where you came from. And I don't, I'm planning to probably put this in like an Instagram post or something. But here's the thing, all of the above, like the reason why I am the way I am today, this person who's just confident, grounded, happy, even when things go wrong and bad things happen to me, they don't affect me like they used to. That's the thing I'm getting at here, is that I still have pains and struggles that old me would have interpreted as like a big deal or a big pain or a big struggle or something that would have just knocked me off course. But new me, who has endured all this in the past and learned and become a more capable, functional, whole human being, those things don't really bother me anymore. They still exist. They still happen. I know that pain's going to happen. There's going to be bad days, but I don't beat myself up for the bad days. I just put my head down, do what needs to be done, get through it, find the meaning in it. If I don't understand the meaning in the moment, I trust the process, knowing that one day I'll look back and connect the dots and know why this bad thing happened. And that's it. And all these, lonely boy, I used to be overweight. I was a fat boy. Reformed sad boy. I used to struggle with my mental health, my confidence, my self-esteem, depression, anxiety, all of that shit, guys. My mental health was garbage. Now it's beautiful. Drunk boy. I used to drink so fucking much out of coping. I needed to drink when I was happy. I needed to drink when I was sad. Drinking was like my coping mechanism. It just became this thing that it was so ingrained in everything I did. Ages 28 to 30, I'm drinking so fucking much and sabotaging my life in so many ways that I was just like, I had to deal with that. I was like basically addicted to alcohol. I quit that shit. Party boy, the party ages and like age 20s, you know, like you just go out, you party, you live for the moment. And that's basically your life. Like getting out of that and learning that there's so much more to life than just getting drunk and chasing dopamine, feeling lost, not feeling centered, not having a purpose, not being grounded. These are all like things that have happened to me from experiences. Like who knows, like the diet I grew up on, that wasn't my fault. My parents just fed me Taco Bell. I was a fat kid. Sadness, mental health issues, you know, going through breakups, depression, going down the well of drinking. But the point is that I'm getting at is I've taken ownership for everything. Everything that's happened in my past, it was meant to happen. But you know what? It built a pretty damn good person right here talking to you guys on this camera. And that's the message I want to convey to you is like, I don't know exactly what pains and struggles you're going through, but you need to honor them. When's the last time you heard someone tell you to honor the struggles, honor the pain? With no struggle and no pain and no problems and no things going wrong, from a different perspective, the story is bland. Like you might think you want a perfect life and you want to be just like happy all the time. But here's the thing. When everything is perfect, there is no plot. There is no storyline. You kind of just exist and things don't feel as perfect. As another example, right now, I am currently in what I feel like is the filler episodes of my life. Since I came back from Southeast Asia, I don't have much going on. I just go through the routine. I'm healthy. Everything's fine. Life is good. In a lot of ways, life is perfect. But as a result, my life does feel boring. Now, I'm okay with it being boring because I know that life comes and goes and ebbs and flows. You know, right now I'm in the boring season of my life. The storyline is kind of lame, but that's okay because I know things will change. Things always change. And I have the power to change it if I want to. If I want to go book another adventure or get out of this rut or find some demon to conquer or dragon to slay, I can pick something and go after it. But understanding that struggle, pain, adversity, these are the things that make our life stories rich and interesting. The adversities and things we've overcome and the things we've had to get past and process, that builds you. That's your character development. That's your storyline. That's your story arc. That makes your life interesting, even though that might be the last thing on your mind. Like, man, this painful shit is actually making my life interesting. But it is. The struggle I'm going through is actually making my life more interesting, especially when I look back at it. Weird way to look at it, but it is. The more weird shit going on, the more interesting your story will be. The more character development will happen. The more room for growth there will be. And you'll be amazed at the person you become because of this. And if you do take a lot of the advice in this video to heart, and you do buy into the power that you are able to really control how you interpret all of this bullshit, all of these pains, all of these struggles, that you do have the ability to honor them, listen to the lesson that the past is teaching you, or enduring what you're currently going through, locking in, figuring out a plan. How do I navigate through this period of my life? And trusting the process that one day you will look back and everything will make sense and the dots will connect. And when you understand that, the pain that you currently go through doesn't feel as bad anymore because you know you're going to get through it and you know it'll make sense and you know it's temporary. It's not going to last forever. That thought alone should give you so much comfort and it should feel very cathartic to you because it is temporary, the good times and the bad times. So relish, embrace, and enjoy the good times and try not to let the bad times get to you. Endure them because they are coming to pass. They will not last forever. Nothing does. So on that note, guys, honor the struggles of your life. The ones that you've gone through, the ones you're going through right now, the ones you have yet to go through. Understanding that one day you will look back on everything and it will all make sense and you will be so damn proud and grateful for the person you've become because of these pains and struggles. I'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way.